not your average 87-year-old. Inada proudly displays his certificate from the Guinness Book of World Records for becoming the world's oldest person to complete the Ironman World Championship. And believe it or not, even at this age, Inada is in no mood to stop, and he intends to keep competing late even into his 90s. This report tells you about his story.
This is the 87-year-old Hiromu Inada. The octogenarian has achieved a feat which is beyond most people that are decades younger than him. Inada, who is preparing for October's triathlon, has continued to maintain his grueling training schedule after this year's event was cancelled due to the pandemic. He has set his eyes on competing in next year's championship and breaking his own record for the oldest man to complete the triathlon. An extreme challenge for the supremely fit Ironman triathlon consists of a 3.86 kilometre swim, a 180 kilometre bike ride and a full 42.1 kilometre marathon. Just finishing this race is considered a victory. The World Triathlon Corporation organises Ironman triathlon events around the world every year. Slender and tanned from hours of training, Inada looks like a man who has been competing in endurance tests all his life, but Inada only took up the sport after his retirement. Inada, who worked for public broadcaster NHK, began swimming and running at the age of 69. Inada then completed his first triathlon a year later.
Until then, I had thought I would give up if I felt I had enough of it. But since then, I have in my mind that I absolutely cannot give up. And I absolutely must complete. Otherwise, I feel sorry for those who support me.
Even after his wife passed away, Inada continued to keep his obsession alive for the Ironman competition. In 2015, at the age of 82, Inada took part in the Hawaii Ironman, bidding to become the oldest finisher on record. But Inada fell just short. His time was 5 seconds too slow to be officially registered. But this didn't stop Inada from competing to win the sport. Inspired by support from the Hawaiian public, Inada returned the next year and completed the race in a qualifying time, earning his Guinness World Record certificate.
My goal is next year's World Championship in Hawaii. I will absolutely participate in it. And I absolutely want to break the world record of completing the race at the oldest age again. This is my current and biggest goal.
Inada has continued his training during the lockdown, waking up at 4:30 in the morning and hitting the pool at 6 a.m. Inada now looks to break his own record and continue to compete for the sport in his next trip to Hawaii. Bureau Report, WION World is One.